welcome to this online radio edition of After Hours with T.C. Restani. I, of course, am T.C. Restani, and I am on location in the luxurious Winnebagle of none other than my mentor, the one and the only Mr. Ricky Bittman. Welcome back to the East Coast, Ricky.
Oh, thank you, T.C. It's good to be back on the East Coast. You know, the air isn't quite as dry as out in Pahrump, but you know what? I'll take it, and it's good to see you. You look great, my friend.
Unbelievable. You're in town for the big barbecue.
Of course. Who isn't?
We are now recording this. It is now Tuesday, and the barbecue is this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. at the After Hours studio. And if you want to make RSVPs last minute, you have to send that email to tcrestani@yahoo.com. But you're in town because you are the promoter of this year's Eat-Off. What's that like, Ricky?
Listen, it's been a lot of work and a lot of my hard-earned money. You know, nothing against Sabs and Fabs. I mean, they control the purse strings of the show. But this event is a little different where I sanction the event. I'm backing Bull. I'm paying for his training. I'm paying Jeff to train him. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of the training this year has been very clandestine. You know what that means?
No.
Secret.
Really?
Behind closed doors. Because last year, what he did was he let a little too much out in the public eye. Now, granted, he did win. But there was some questions. There was some dark, wavy curtains over that victory last year. And this year, it's going to be a little more solid for Bull. That's all I'm going to say.
And speaking of stuff that's secret, not anymore. Sabrina is not going to be the special guest referee, as we saw the footage from just last night. She is out as the referee because of the conflict of interest with her now being an owner of the program with Sabs and Fabs Production. And she is in New York City right now in a meeting with the championship committee determining who's going to be the special guest referee. Now, does that throw a monkey wrench into your training plans, Ricky?
Not at all. Because, like I said, we want it to be fair and square. We want the victory to be solid this year. And to be honest with you, whether it's a little kid with the hat or the guy that's named after the South Shore town or Vinny Capizzi, I would be upset if I had to go against Bull and find out that Sabrina was the guest referee. A definite conflict of interest. So, you know, that's not going to affect our game plan one single bit.
Unbelievable. Now, we know who the top three challenges are. You just mentioned them in your own unique way. But for those people out there who are listening right now, Vinny Capelli.
Capelli, sorry. You know me in names, TC.
That is true. Quincy.
Quincy, all right.
And the Barbecue Kid.
I really want to see that kid step up to the plate because I think that would be a good measure of Bull's talent. But, I mean, that kid is wild. So I'm almost kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it now, that might not be the best thing for Bull. But, you know, we don't know because we're going to just pick it that day, and it's going to happen. It's going to be organic, as they like to say.
That is going to be organic, but none of the food is organic at the barbecue.
No, that's why I come here. Enough of that stuff. No. Bull's allergic to organic food. Let's be honest.
That is true. Well, you would know. You are his promoter this year. Now, I try to get a word from Jeff, and Jeff is he's sequestered, it seems like.
Jeff is playing his hand close to the chest this year because he took a lot of heat from a lot of people over that victory. Granted, Bull is carrying the belt, but like I said, there's a lot of questions on how that ended last year with Pez and company, and it wasn't a clean win as far as I'm concerned, which is why I went off on the show that one time. I said, we want to see a solid win, no run-ins, no count-outs, no passed-out referees.
Unbelievable there. But if you were a betting man and you had the three challenges there, what is your strategy for each of them?
Okay, well, obviously, if the name gets picked that it's the BBQ Kid.
And don't forget about Chongo as Ape.
That's what I mean. I mean, what role is this ape going to play? We don't know. I mean, he's doing his own training. I mean, look at the ape we got and look at the ape he's got. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with him, to be honest with you. He's the wild card.
Maybe Marlon Perkins will be the referee.
Remember him? Mutual of Omaha is people you can count on when the going's rough.
Absolutely. Every Sunday night I used to watch that.
Right before Disney.
Well, I shut it off when Disney came out.
You have no heart.
That's true.
Honest to God.
But moving on, that's your Barbecue Kid.
If it's Barbecue Kid, I don't know what the heck we're going to do. If it's Vinny Capizzi...
Capelli,
here's what's going to happen. He's been running his jaw so much, and I've seen all these videos, and he's been taking shots at my pal Bull. I think by the time he sits down to that plate, he's going to be completely exhausted. So our strategy for Vinny is just get him hyped up, keep talking to him that day, and maybe he'll wear himself out, which seems to be a very easy thing to do. Now, Quincy... I don't know what the hell we're going to do. The man is a bottomless pit. He has a strategy for every ailment there is. I mean, we know what he does with a headache. We know what he does with weak ankles. I don't know what he's going to do for a hungry stomach, but something tells me he could just open his mouth and dump the whole plate down there, bones and all, and be done. But we got a few surprises of our own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stretching techniques, a lot of warm water applied in areas that we won't mention, flushing out, cleaning of Bull. Bull has been cleaned.
Well... Yeah, I heard through the grapevine that he had a preview of that cleansing down in New York City on a celebrity stock not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, and we have several merry maids who are no longer in the industry because they had a clean bowl.
Well, that's a different story for a different time.
Yeah, it is for
maybe
a
next year
different
we can have maybe Depends be a sponsor of the barbecue eat-off.
Oh boy, I always forget about what happens after this barbecue eat-off. Jeez.
Poor Dr. McMurphy.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. But I'm just going to say next year, this year, Doc, don't bring him into the Winnebagle, all right? Because I'm just getting back to the.
It is a long ride back to Pahrump.
Yeah, and sometimes the windows open the whole way isn't a good trip.
No, especially not. Especially when you get up into that upper atmosphere area, the lower thin. Yeah, it carries the stench a little too close to the system.
The Winnebagle carries stench. And no, there's not a honey wagon alive that can take the smell out.
Now, I understand that you were at a Cubby Smack'em show not too long ago before you made your way back here to the East Coast. And what are some of the celebrities saying? Who do they got their money on?
Well, I talked to a lot of the celebrities. Now, do you remember... Remember the guy who used to play Otis on Andy Griffith?
Vaguely.
He's got a great-great-grandson who signs autographs. He's the great-great-grandson of Otis Campbell the Drunk. His money's on the Barbecue Kid.
Really?
A lot of the celebrities are back in Barbecue Kid.
It's got to be the chimp factor.
I think it is because people are like, we don't know the role he's going to play. Now, you got remember Joey Lawrence?
The kid from Give Me a Break?
Give Me a Break. Now, he's out there now because he was the boyfriend of Blossom, and she's on one of the number one shows now. And now he's at Cubby Smack'ems, and he's like, hey, you got $5? And I say, yeah, I give you $5, but give me a prediction on the cook-off there. He likes Quincy.
Did he go, whoa?
He did. Well, he'll do that for $10. For
really?
Yeah,
a lot of people now are charging to take pictures, and he charges for woes.
He does. He charges for woes. Now, I want to make it very clear. I do not charge for photographs at Cubby Smack'em Show. All I charge for is my autograph, and I sell some back issues of some of my collection, we'll call it.
Yeah, I've seen
Nave,
that. I know you're talking about
Cherie and We.
That's fantastic.
I got no use for those. I'm getting up there in years, so I sell them to the public. And I'll sign them if you want.
That is true. Now, what's this little heat you had with Bill Mumy?
Billy Mumy.
For those of you who don't know how Billy Mumy played, what was his character on the Lost
He was
Will?
He was Willie Caruso. No, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson.
He was the kid on the show.
He was the kid on the show. Now, he's got an issue with the space I take up at my tables. And he'll always put the edge of his table. Now, you've been to these things, and you know how space is precious. And Mumy will always try to edge me out, and he just tries to take over my space and everything. And he's got his little robots there, and he's got his, you know what he signs?
No.
He signs white T-shirts. Remember whenever they would be working on the spaceship, they'd all be stripped down to their T-shirts?
Right, yeah.
He signs the white T-shirt, and I just don't understand.
So they're like Jupiter 2 mechanic shirts.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what the heck is this? I said to him one day, can you sign a still from Bless the Beasts and the Children, which, as you know, is one of my favorite films of all time.
It was always on the local UHF channel.
Channel 56.
That's right.
On Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, you could find Bless the Beasts.
Church on Fire.
Yeah, Church on Fire.
Church on Fire.
And I never knew what the heck that meant until I saw the unedited version.
Right.
Wasn't that disgusting? When that scene they cut out. But anyway.
I don't want to talk about that.
No.
Poor Cotton.
Poor Cotton is right. Cotton Batten. But, he doesn't identify with any of that. To him, it's strictly Lost in Space, and he's got kind of an attitude. That's all. I don't want to disparage him too much. I got to see him. For some reason, Bittman always goes next to Mumy at all these shows.
Yeah, that's not alphabetically correct.
No, it's by fame and popularity. So.
Fantastic. Now, I understand that Grimace.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Vance some Polish kid.
Exactly, Vance.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Vance, man, I never knew how he used to work those 6 arms in the Grimace costume until I met him in person. And, he's very secretive about what went on in that suit. And let me just tell you something. He wasn't always alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
He wasn't always alone in that costume.
Fantastic. Well, you're in there for a long period of time.
Yeah, and you find, sometimes this fame, TC, as you know, some famous people got a lot of skeletons in their closet. And, Grimace might be one of them. I think there's going to be a book out very soon as The Smile Behind the Grimace.
Really?
Yeah.
And I heard the Hamburglar is the one who's been giving out all the secrets.
Boy, is he a dirty old man or what, huh?
You know him better than I do. I know you guys actually have had parties after the Cubby Smack'em shows.
Yeah, the McDonald Land guys really go out of their way to really just raise a lot of heck, and I don't understand it. Do you remember Captain Cook? I remember he was the pirate.
Yeah.
Fork Tongue would probably know him. Boy, he's got a thing for people. Let's just say smaller stature. You can't say the M word anymore. He's got a thing for people under 4 feet tall. Let's just say that. And you know what? He's like a saloon door. He swings, in and out both ways. That's all I'm going to say
and
about.
the reason we're talking about this is because at the Cubby Smack'em shows, a lot of these former McDonald's characters have gravitated towards you now that you are the promoter for the barbecue eat-off.
Yeah, they all want to get. Well, they know my association with you. They know the association with Sabs and Fabs. They know that this show is becoming more and more high profile every day, and they want to get in on the ground floor that they say. But you know what? Let's just see. You never know. Maybe one day I'll show up with the grimace. You never know.
That would be fantastic. That would be unbelievable. Now, I know you're tired and you want some rest here from the long trip for across country, but we're at the 11th hour, Ricky Bittman. Anything you can give out to the fans out there about what's going to happen at the barbecue eat-off this Saturday, June 1st, starting at 6 p.m.?
If you haven't RSVP'd yet, you need to do so immediately. Do not wait till the 11th hour. All right, get your RSVPs back to the email address. Let TC and Sabrina know you're going to be there, because what you're going to find out is you're going to meet a lot of the friends and fans of the show. We get together, and it's a wonderful time, and it all culminates in an annual challenge where Bull gets to put his money where his mouth and his stomach are and see if he can continue this reign of championship with the barbecue eat-off.
And I understand that we are going to be having our own little version of a fan fest where everybody can get pictures and autographs for free with all the members of After Hours with TC Restani.
Don't bring your money for autographs, because every Ricky Bittman autograph and every TC, Sabrina, all of us will be happy to sign whatever you have, and we'll all be there, and it's all free of charge.
Unbelievable. I know you're sticking around after the barbecue eat-off for maybe a month or so because you want to take part in our debut radio broadcast.
Oh, I'll be here. I'm not. It's summertime. What am I going to do? Go back to the desert in the summertime? My home comes with me, TC. I'm home. I'm home right now.
You know, if you were here, if you lived here, you'd be home right now.
I love that sign.
And you get to do that any way you want. Now, what's the parking lot situation like for the Winnebagle?
It's right now, we're up where the supermarket used to be, and there's still nothing there, so it's very quiet. You know, there's no kids pushing shopping carts into the side saying, "Wake up, Bittman, wake up, Bittman." You remember that movie, The Wrestler, with Mickey
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, and all the kids, they do the same thing to me when the Winnebagle's there. They try to wake me up to tell them jokes and knocks, and as Duke of Dorchester would say, and whatnot.
And they also want to sign all the Cubby Smack'em programs from how many years have you been doing now, Cubby
Oh, my God, we're going on our 12th year with Cubby.
12th years with Cubby
Smack'em's Connect Collectibles. And you know what? Before you know it, TC, I'm going to be heading back. It's going to be the fall. We got a lot of things coming up for the show in the fall. And then before you know it, it's going to be all the promotions I got to do for Christmas and get all the Cubby Smack'em shows in to sell all my stuff so I have enough money to bring joy and mirth across the land for Christmas time. So time goes by very quick.
I understand you're going to be making your first venture in the fall into Winnipeg, Canada.
Winnipeg, Canada has always been a special place near and dear to my heart. I always think of back in the old days, the Calgary Stampede, etc., all the wrestling days and all the fun up there. And, in Winnipeg, I go up there to get my medical things, like the Sheik does and all that. And I love Canada.
There you go.
It's America's favorite hat. That's what I like to call it.
That's a good line. America's favorite hat. Well, Ricky, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to this coming Saturday, June 1st at the barbecue starting at 6 p.m. for your words of wisdom and your guidance for Colonel Bull Montana. Will he leave June 1st still barbecue champion?
He will. I'm confident. We've got 3 up-and-coming worthy challenges, but Bull, when you see what I've been through with Bull this year, and we will let some secrets out of the bag after the fact, after he wins, you will know why Bull is going to remain victorious and remain the champion and have his fingerprints on that belt for another 365 days.
Final question. Any speculation on who the new referee is going to be?
That's a good one, man. I have no idea. I mean, we've had some guest referees down here in the past, some masked men. Maybe is it the guy that eats cigarettes?
Cliff?
Yeah.
He could be eligible. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be something?
We'll find out this Saturday, June 1st at the barbecue. Ricky Bittman, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you.
This is After Hours, and we what?
We never close.
Unbelievable.